Hello everyone, welcome back. So today in this video I am going to discuss about what is black box testing in software testing. Also it is a very important topic for all of the software tester. So if you are working in any companies or if you are a fresher, then obviously you should know that what is black box testing. So now let's discuss that what is black box testing. So the name says black box means a box which is black. So inside that box we cannot see anything, right? Means the box is totally black, right? So that is black box. So we can say that black box means a box which is black, right? So what do you mean by black box testing? Means whenever we are testing any applications, we are not we don't have any knowledge about that software internal code structure, internal implementation, internal details, internal any paths, right? Just we have to check that whatever we are input giving that software application, and with respect to that input, we are getting the output, right? So black box testing means, suppose this is I am drawing you one diagram. Suppose this is one box and that box is totally black. Let's say the box is totally black. So inside the box, whatever it is, we are not able to see, right? So we have to just check that whatever input we are putting that applications, and respect to that input we are getting some output, right? So here we are putting some input, or here we are giving some input, and here we are getting some output. So that is black box. So now what do you mean by black box testing? So black box testing is a software testing method in which the functionality of a software applications are tested without having knowledge of internal code structure, implementation details, internal paths, etc. So black box testing mainly focus on input and output of software applications, and it is entirely based on software requirements and specifications. So that is nothing but called as a black box testing. Now I am giving you one very basic example. Suppose we are all using ATM, right? So whenever we want to withdraw some money, we visit the ATM, and then we just we enter our ATM card to the ATM machine, and then we type our uh, password. Then how much money we want to withdraw, we are just putting that money, and then ATM machine automatically process inside it, and ultimate final result we are getting some money, right? So we are just we are just entering our ATM card. Then on the ATM screen we are doing our password, how much money we want to withdraw, we just put that, and that we process. Now inside the ATM machine, what applications is working, how it working in internally, we don't have any idea. We are just giving some input, and with respect to the input we are getting some output. Means let's say the ATM is a black box. So the ATM machine is a black box. We don't have any idea on that. So inside that ATM machine, what is happening, we don't have any idea. We are just entering our ATM card to the ATM machine, and we are giving some input, and with respect to the input we are getting some output. And obviously we have to check that input and output that should match. Means our customer requirement, and means what do you mean by customer requirement? Means the expected result. What should be the expected result? That is nothing but customer requirement. That customer requirement should be equal to the actual results. Means whenever we are testing, what result we are getting, that should be match. Means suppose we are putting some money like 10,000, we are entering some 10,000 money. So after processing everything on that ATM machine, so whenever we are getting the money should be 10,000, right? So if that is match, that means we can say that ATM machine is working perfectly fine. Same, just compare with that our black box testing technique. Whatever input we are putting, means whenever we are testing any applications, obviously we have to follow some client's requirement, and whenever we are testing the applications, we have to match that client's requirement. If client's requirement means expected results is equals to actual results, then we can say that the test is pass, means black box testing is pass. Or if it doesn't match, then we can say it's a fail. So black box testing means we don't have any idea about the internal code structure, internal implementation, internal paths. We don't have any idea. We are just checking the functionality of an application, that is working perfectly fine or not. Okay. So black box testing mainly focuses on input and output of software applications, and it is entirely based on software requirements and specification. Okay, so now you guys are very much clear about what is black box testing, right? Now I am giving you one more example. Suppose I want to drive a car. Okay, so I want to drive a car. So what will be the step? So we will start the car, then we use the accelerator, then we use the clutch, then we use the brake, everything. Now whenever we use the accelerator, then car will start. So after giving the key, I mean car key, so after putting the car key, we are the car will start. Then we use the accelerator, the car will, I mean, will run, right? The car will run. So we are not worry about in the car internal what is happening. We just use the car key and we will use the accelerator, and we have to check that whenever we are using accelerator, car will start. Whenever we will use the brake, car will stop. Then if we press on horn button, some horn will be, I mean some horn should be there. Okay, so everything. So we are not worried about what internal inside the car is happening. We don't have any idea about that. We will just put some input, and with respect to the input, what output we are getting, that is the main concern, right? So in black box testing, we have to check that what input we are getting and what output we are, I mean what output we are getting. So after putting some input, the box should be totally black. So what internally is happening, we don't have any idea. We have to check the output with corresponding to the what input we have given, right? So that is called black box testing. So in black box testing method, in which the functionality of a software application are tested without having knowledge of internal code structure, internal implementation, internal path, we don't have any idea, right? So now you guys are very much clear about what is black box testing and what is the example of black box testing. Now, so in different companies, so the different name they will follow. So in black box testing, I mean black box testing has different name. Suppose maybe you have lots of name. Suppose your name is Ram. So your mother will call you some different name, your father will call you some different name, your uncle will call you some different name, your fathers will call you some different name, but you are the only man. But some members will call you with some different names. Like that, black box testing have some different name. So different company, they use some different name. So there is some name like that. So black box testing is also known as, we can say, like behavioral testing. BEHAVIO, behavioral, okay, testing. behavioral testing. Then we can say it as a opaque box testing. Opaque box testing. Okay. Then we can say it like closed box. Closed box testing, because the box is totally closed. So the box is closed here. So that's why name is as closed box testing. Then we can say it as like specification based testing. So specification based testing means we are we are just following the client's requirement. So here I am saying that the black box testing mainly focuses on input and output of software application, and it is entirely based on software requirements and specification. It's totally based upon software requirements and specification. So that's why black box testing has different name like specification based testing. And also we can say it's like I to I testing. I to I testing. I to I testing means in our eyes whatever we are seeing we have to test that, right? So it is called as the eye to eye testing. So different company, they will use some different name. So if in your case your interviewer will ask you, if may ask like what do you mean by behavioral testing, that means you have to answer that what do you mean by black box testing. Maybe opaque box testing, maybe closed box testing, maybe specification based testing, or maybe eye to eye testing. But the basic thing is same, like what do you mean by black box testing, right? So different name they will follow. Now, how to do black box testing? What is the process? How we will follow the black box testing? There are 7 steps are there, right? 7 steps are there. I have already written for you guys. First, initially the requirement and specification of the system are examined. Client has given some requirement, client has given some specification. We have to carefully understand the specification. Okay, so client's requirements and specification of the system are examined and we have to understand very well. Then the test engineer choose valid inputs, means positive scenario. Positive scenario means we have to put some valid inputs. So already I have discussed in my uh, in my positive testing and negative testing video. So if you guys have not see my positive testing and negative testing video, then I will recommend you please see my positive testing and negative testing video. Okay, so test engineer choose some valid inputs to check whether the system under test processes them correctly, right? Also they will use some invalid inputs, mean they will use some negative test scenario, are chosen to verify that the system under test is able to detect them. Means the test engineer first will some positive value with some valid inputs, and they will check that the application is working perfectly fine or not. Then the test engineer will put some negative value, means some invalid inputs, and then they will check that the application is working perfectly fine or not, right? Now step number 3, the test engineer determine expected inputs, expected outputs for all these inputs. So as I've already told you in my definition, black box testing definition, so its definition says that what inputs we are putting, so respect to that input we will give some output. So test engineer will determine expected output for all those inputs. So whatever inputs we have put, so we will expect it the same output, right? Now point number 4, software test engineer construct test cases with the selected inputs. Now whatever inputs we are putting, so based upon that input, the test engineers will write some test cases. They will write some test scenarios, right? Then whenever the test case writing has been done, then the test case will be executed. Means we have to run the test cases, means we have to test the application. Okay, now number 6, the test engineer will compare the actual results with the expected results. So whenever we are testing, whenever the test engineer are testing the application based upon the test cases, what test cases, which test cases they have written. So whenever they are executing the application by following the test cases, so after execution is done, so we have to match that expected results is equals to actual results or not. If expected results is equal to actual results, then test case is pass, or if expected results is not equals to actual results, means the result means testing is fail. So if the testing is fail, that means some defects are there, some bugs are there. So if there is any defect, so obviously the test engineer will revert back to the developer, and they will tell the developer, hey man, there is something defect in your application, can you please check? Then developer will again check the applications, and they will fix that issue. So after fixation by the developer, the test engineer again retest that test cases. So that is the total flow. Means initially the requirements or specification of the system are examined, then test engineer will give some valid input. After that they will give some invalid input, okay, to verify the system and the test is able to detect them or not. Now then test engineer determine expected output for all those inputs. Now point number 4, software test engineer construct, just one second, okay. Now, software test engineer construct test cases with the selected inputs. Then the test cases are executed. So after execution, the test engineer will compare the actual results with the expected results. If there is any defects, that will be fixed by the developer, and after fixation by the developer, that will be retested by the test engineer. So these are the process we follow for the black box testing. Okay, so now coming to the next one is that types of black box testing. So how many types are there? Basically, in black box testing, two types are there. In black box testing, two types are there. One is functional testing, okay, and second one is that non-functional testing. Non-functional testing. So in that functional testing, there are lots of types are there. In functional testing there are lots of types, like we can say that smoke testing, okay, so smoke testing are there, then sanity testing are there, then we can say like we can say that integration testing are there, integration testing are there, then system testing are there, system testing is there. Now acceptance testing is there, acceptance testing is there. Now like regression testing is there. So lots of testing are there, etc. So these are the all types of functional testing, because in this type of testing we test the functional criteria of an application. Okay, so that's why these are the all types of functional testing. Now coming to the non-functional testing, means we have to check the application performance. So non-functional testing means we are not worried about how the functionality is working or not, or our functionality is working or not. We don't have any, I mean, we are not worried about that. We have to check the application performance, application load, how much load can handle that application, what is the performance, okay, what is the stress, what is the security, okay. So all these are the non-functional testing. So in the non-functional testing, some types are there, like we can say that performance testing, then we can say that load testing, then stress testing, stress testing, like then we can say that volume testing, volume testing, then there is that, like we can say scalability testing, scalability testing, then scalability testing. Then we can say usability testing, usability testing, right? So etc. So lots of testing are there. So I will discuss in my upcoming videos different non-functional testing types. So don't worry about that. There will be some separate video for each and every one. Okay. So these are the types of black box testing. Okay. Now coming to the next one is that black box testing technique. So just remember guys, there are 5 technique we follow for the black box testing. So number one, equivalence, equivalence partitioning, partitioning. Okay, equivalence partitioning, equivalent, or we can say it like equivalence class partitioning. We can say it equivalence partitioning or equivalence class partitioning. Then number two is that boundary value analysis, boundary value analysis, analysis. Okay, so boundary value analysis. Second one is that boundary value analysis. Now third one is that decision table technique, decision table technique. Now fourth one is that state transition, the 10th test, state transition technique. Okay, or state transition diagram. Now fifth one is that error guessing technique. Okay, so there are 5 techniques for the black box testing: equivalence partitioning, boundary value analysis, decision table technique, state transition technique, and error guessing technique. And each of them all are important for the interview purpose, or if you are a software tester, then obviously these all are the important. So in my upcoming videos, I will discuss everything one by one. There will be some separate video for that. So just follow me, just follow my channel. You will get everything on software testing, everything. Okay. So now coming to the next one is that what is the advantages of black box testing? So the first advantage is that the tester doesn't need to have more functional knowledge or programming skill to implement a black box testing. So if you are a black box tester, then you don't need to know any programming skill. You don't need to know any functional knowledge. So the tester who have no programming skill, who have no functional knowledge, they can easily do the black box testing. That is the most important advantage. Now second one is that it is efficient for implementing the test in the largest system. So if any large project is there, so if there is some large project in your company, then black box testing should be more efficient. Okay. Now number 3, tests are executed from the user point of view. So whenever we are executing any test cases for the black box testing, that should be user or client's point of view. So a user, what are the thinking for a user? We have to check that, because in black box testing we have to check the application's feature, right? So we don't need to any type of programming skill. We have to check the client's requirements. So we have to check on the client's point of view. We have to check on the customer point of view. We have to check on the user points of view. Okay, these are the advantage. Now in black box testing, the test cases are easily reproducible. So if there is any test cases, that we can easily reproduce the test cases. And also that is also the important, that developers and tester work individually and independently. So no one can interfere on their work. The developer or tester, both are working as individually and independently. So whenever the developer work will be done, then that will come to the tester end. Okay, so there is no interfere with the developer and tester. And last one is that if there is any defect or inconsistency, that can be identified in the early stage of testing. So if there is any defect in that application, then that should be identified. That can be identified in the early stage of testing. So these are the advantages of black box testing. Okay, now coming to the disadvantages of black box testing. So there is a possibility of repeating the same test cases while implementing the testing process. There is some possibility that same test case, same test will be repeat. Okay, so if that is happen, that means the test case line will be more. So same test case we have to execute multiple times. So it will time consuming process, right? Then second point is that without any technical or programming knowledge, there is a possibility that we may miss some important scenario or possible conditions. As I have already told you guys, for that black box testing, we don't need to know any type of programming knowledge. So as without programming knowledge, without technical knowledge, we are doing the black box testing, so there is some possibility that we may miss some important scenario or possible condition. Okay, as number 3, as the black box testing is more efficient for the large project. So for large and complex project, the complete test case coverage is not possible. So complete test coverage means 100% test case coverage. What do you mean by 100% test case coverage? 100% test case coverage means both positive test cases and negative test cases are present. In that test case list, there is both positive test cases and both negative test cases are present. So that's why we can say it as a 100% test coverage, means complete test coverage. So for large and complex projects, complete test coverage is not possible. Now, point number 4, without clear functional specification, test cases are difficult to implement. Obviously, if there is no clear specification, no clear requirements are there, so test case will be difficult to write. Okay. Now, next one is that it is difficult to execute the test cases because of complex inputs at the different stage of testing. So sometimes the reasons for the test failure can be detected. Sometimes as we are following for that some large and complex project, so sometimes the reason for the test failure cannot be detected, right? So some programs in the application are not tested, and also it doesn't reveal the errors in the control structure, and working with the large sample space of inputs can be exhaustive and consumes a lot of time. So as we are working on the some large and complex project, so then it will be taking more time. Also, if there is some possibility that we are repeating the same test cases for multiple time, so lots of scenarios there. So working with a large sample space, so of inputs can be exhaustive and consumes a lot of time, right? So these are the disadvantages of black box testing. Okay, so guys, black box testing is a very important for interview. So if you are a freshers and you are attending any kinds of software testing interview, then 100% assure you, I can 100% guarantee to you that maximum time interviewer will ask you what do you mean by black box testing. And obviously there is some another topic is that white box testing. So in my upcoming video I will discuss about that. So in what do you mean by black box testing or white box testing, or what is the difference between black box testing and white box testing? It is the most important for the interview question. Okay, so I think you guys are very much clear about what is black box testing in software testing and everything. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please comment me. If you guys like my video, one thumbs up and subscribe to my channel EduPaat and clicking on the bell icon. So guys, you will get my videos update notifications first. Okay, so see you in the next videos with some another topic of software testing. Thank you.